Are we live?
Yeah.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to SBR Sports Picks. His name's Jimmy the Bag. My name is Peter Loshak. This is Loshak in the Bag Show for Wednesday morning, June 27th. I'm not wearing a popped collar of success shirt, the popped collar of success shirt that I normally wear when I have a good day, but I'm off a big winning day yesterday, Jimmy the Bag. I don't know if you noticed, but those two plays I gave in the UFC Contender Series, did you notice? Did you check them?
I didn't.
Did you check the results?
I didn't check.
Yeah, both
check
cashed, both
Beautiful.
won. Two winners in the UFC Contender Series.
Beautiful.
WNBA had like one or two losers and about 5 or 6 winners, so I'm back up. Nice winner there, and up about 3.5 units in MLB yesterday as well. So overall, it was a big winning day for me. Overall, normally I would maybe consider this a day worthy of wearing, coming in on the show and wearing one of my popped collar of success. You know what I like to do, dickhead popped collar of success when I have a big winning day. I just I was a little bit I was thinking about other things, so I just decided to wear a boring blue button down. But the news is coming off a big winning day, Jimmy the Bag, me, and you're coming off a winning day as well. Small winning day, but a winning day.
Yeah, definitely. No, it was a nice day, and I'm excited about today. We got Costa Rica. I'm wearing my Costa Rica jersey.
Oh,
They got a
very
big
nice.
game.
Oh,
I am going to be betting. I'll get into it later.
Yes, we will get into that later. Of course, we did cover that game with Natalie and Alex from Team Bankroll, and Natalie immediately said she liked Switzerland on the three-way line. So we will be talking about that.
That's up to minus 175 now.
Yep, it was minus 140 when Natalie told us about it live on camera in studio. So there you go. Shout out to Natalie Rydstrom for beating a 35-cent line move.
Big brother Bryce. Sorry to interrupt.
No,
says,
go ahead.
Great work, guys. Any take on this Braves game? It starts in 8 minutes.
Yes. Okay. Let's talk about that, and then after we handicap the Braves game, then we'll take another 1 or 2 minutes to congratulate me, Peter Loshak, on my overall winning. Okay, the Braves game, Castillo against Newcomb. Newcomb, obviously, for the most part, has been awesome. Castillo has been very, average and hittable recently. Line move favoring Cincinnati here, though. What's your take on this one?
It's a tougher spot because I know that Castillo's velocity is down, but he is coming off a nice performance, and now I have no idea what he's going to give us. These are two very high-ranked prospects who are now playing in the show and playing very well. Game time 84 Fahrenheit, wind blowing sideways. Chance of a thunderstorm in the second half of the game. Reds have won 8 of their last 9, 30-31 with Riggleman running the show. Castillo 5-8, 5.70 ERA, 1.40 whip. But as we said, nice start against the Cubs. 3 runs in 5 2/3, 5 strikeouts. In June, though, 1-3 with a 6.33 ERA and 4 starts. Newcomb 6-0 in starts following an Atlanta loss. Allowed 1 run over 13 innings in his last 2 outings. Just great numbers. 2.59 ERA. Impressive stuff. Gave up 1 run in 7 innings against Baltimore on Friday. 2 career starts against the Reds. Pitched well, 3.27 ERA. Reds hit lefties hard, 266, 772 OPS. Braves hit everybody pretty well, 260, 756 OPS. I'm not making a play on this. I feel like not knowing what Castillo's going to give us makes it very difficult. Wolverines here is on the under 9. Might be a nice spot for that. And Marco Lucia, since he's on a win streak, but they're due for a few losses.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe about a shot with the over, and I was thinking about a shot with Atlanta here, but the market has made a move here, about a 14-cent move in favor of Cincinnati. Although it appears like it's just coming back up now at Bookmaker. I was definitely feeling like Atlanta might be the play here.
That's what Marco Lou is saying. He says, even though the line moved against the Braves, I still like the Braves.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well. I was thinking maybe about a simple shot with the old Braves first 5 innings team total over, which actually would be 2.5 at plus 110 to hit Cincinnati. Let me see what the full game team total would be. 4.5 at plus 106. It's a tricky one. It is a tricky one. My leans would be to Atlanta and a slight lean to the over, and thinking about Atlanta team total overs.
Yellow Jesus, Reds first half game over. Kobe saying, I don't like to get in front of hot teams, and Cincy is a hot team. Dylan Sema wondering if Cincy first half is the play. I'd be
Cincy first half.
I'd be tentative, and that's what Yellow Jesus is on. I'd be tentative to go against a Newcomb right now.
Wait, Yellow Jesus on Cincinnati first half?
Yes.
Why would that be? I mean, if anything, if you like Cincinnati, I think you'd take them on the full game because on paper, at least, Atlanta appears to have a big betting edge on a big edge on the starting pitching matchup, right? Or is there something I'm not seeing?
Luis Castillo surprised me with his last start. I just don't know what we're going to get from him. Before the season started, I would have said, man, I like Castillo a little better than Newcomb.
Definitely, of course.
So I can understand. I mean, the Reds are just a hot group, feeling good about themselves, changing the vibe in the dressing room. So I can understand why people like them early. They're hitting lefties hard. I can understand it, but I'm not going to go against Newcomb, and I'm not going to trust Castillo.
Castillo surprised you his last start with a good start. I mean, it wasn't that good. It was fine. It was sort of standard for him. He gave up 3. It seems like he's consistently giving up 3 or 4 runs now every start.
He gave those runs up late in that start. Not that I mean they all count.
No. Yes.
But in that first 3 or 4 innings, I was very impressed. He was mowing down that Cubs lineup. I was watching the game, and I was fading him in that spot.
You were very impressed.
Well, because he's going with less velocity. So maybe let me say I was very impressed with his location, his belief in himself. But I don't trust him. But what he showed me in the last start was just don't put money on the game he's pitching in.
All right, I'm going to pass on this one. Heritage has a team total at 4 minus 135 for Atlanta. That's tempting as well. But you're right. You said his velocity was good in his last game.
Not quite. Right. No, not where it was last year. Yellow Jesus, who blesses our picks, says Braves start slow in day games. Dylan Sema big on Cincy. Cincy !
Really. So people are liking. That might be a nice play there. I got some balls yesterday to take Cincinnati in the midst of their hot streak. Had 2 nice cashers on that one. And all right, this is a tricky one. I'm going to pass. Official pass for me, Jim. How about that?
Okizi Onikwabiri. I want to get that last name right because Okizi I got. Onikwabiri thinks Braves minus 2.5 great value.
Wow, really?
And Yellow Jesus says Braves seem like a second half team nowadays.
Yes, let's see. The Braves minus 2.5 at bet 365 would be really. Oh wow, only plus 230. I think I would consider that to be shitty value.
For
minus 2.5, and you're only getting plus 230. This is a tough one. I'm gonna pass here, Jim. I think.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass too. No Strota coming in saying tough card, market sharp today. I'm passing on this game.
Okay. All right. So that's it for the 12 o'clock game. Let's get back to what happened yesterday. Jimmy the Bag. Nice job by both of us going against the man Nostratota in that Boston game. Didn't phase us. You went 2 ways. Nice job. You had way more balls than I did on that one. I wanted to take Boston on the team total over as well. Didn't have the balls to do that one. We faded the market. We faded Nostratota. And turned out we were right. How about that?
One look at John Lamb's face, and I should have had team total over as well. Man, that guy just seems an easygoing guy.
Yeah,
right?
he does.
Seems like his beer smashes onto the ground at a bar, and he doesn't care. Just orders another one and wants it fast.
Definitely. Guy with no worries. Grew up in Laguna Hills. Seems like a little bit of a cushy upbringing he had there. I'm jealous as hell, and I'm looking at it right now. The line went even further in the Braves' favor by first pitch than it was in the morning and evening shows. It went after the big line move. It wound up going another 10 cents in the Angels' favor, so it was a 40-cent line move in favor of the Angels, and Nostratota was on the Angels, and we stuck to our guns and took Boston. Nice job there, Jimmy the Bag. I'm looking at other things that happened. I broke even with the Philly game. The Yankees did hit Arrieta. I took Philly -1, and that one was a loser, and that one also moved in Philly's favor by the end. By the end, it had closed at plus 165 at Pinnacle. So again, the market was wrong there with the big underdog line.
I am jumping on the Phillies today.
Yeah, all right.
Precursor. I want to talk it out. I haven't made the bet yet.
Sure.
Scotty Rock parlayed Boston run line and Brewers run line. Beautiful. Ralph Portwando was on both those plays as well. Beautiful. I decided not to take, because I knew I needed to take them on the run line, the Diamondbacks, and they did cover, but I held off of taking the Indians team total over. And that was a very interesting game. Kluber, shortest start of his career. Martinez having a tough first inning and then mowing through them. So what do you think? Is Carlos Martinez back now, do you think?
That is a very tough one. I'm not exactly sure. I mean, that game was out. And look at that one. How smart was I to just stay way off that game, Jim, right? Stayed way off it. Let me just lock in one play that I definitely want to lock in just in case it moves during the show. Colorado, San Francisco. We'll talk about this one a little bit later. Under 7.5. I bet that one on the overnight line. Got a better line than it is now. Under 7.5, minus 125. That's a line now at Pinnacle. Not exactly exactly sure why this line would be as high as it is. Bumgarner, of course, had a great start in his last start. Looks like he might be back close to a peak form. And then Freeland, of course, a guy who is pretty decent when he's away from Coors, can be a little bit better. I'm not sure why we have such a high total here, but I'm going to take the under 7.5 minus 125 as my first official play of the day.
I like it. But
yeah.
I prefer the first 5.
Yeah, I was leaning that way as well.
Gonzo has 5 career homers off Bumgarner, and Arenado has 2. That's the only thing I could think of as why it's a 7.5. But I don't trust this Giants bullpen or the Rockies bullpen. So I like that play, but I think I would prefer taking first 5 under. What is it right now?
Well, it's 3.5 most places. Pinnacle has 4 minus 121. I was thinking that way as well. If I was thinking, do I want to double up on this one? I'm not exactly sure.
Well, I'll take that 4 while it's around because I don't know if it will be around later.
Yeah, everyone else is at 3.5 plus 100. Jim's taking Colorado, San Francisco first half under 4 minus 121. That's the current line at Pinnacle.
And I like your full game play.
Yeah. I'm not exactly sure why this line. I mean, I understand that both these guys can get hit. It's not a lock. Feels like a percentage play. All right, we've locked that one in. What else would you like to? Well, let's quickly.
Dan Kelly back with us. Thank God. Says I'm washing my balls while listening to the best show known to God and man.
There you go.
Golf balls. Either or. Good practice, Dan. Good practice.
Yeah, Dan Kelly, that's why this show is so great. All these, look who we got here. I'm just scanning look at this shit. Kobe Valentine, Dan Kelly, King Rail, Dylan Samahako Schofield, not applicable, Scotty Rock forever, Darryl Lyles, Kingsley Meter. How can you not have a great show with commenters and educated, handicappers like that?
Yeah,
Look at that. That's like a freaking Yankees lineup of handicappers here that we've got every day in this show. Look at this shit.
Beautiful. Tomor says I had a solid night hit with the links, as did I. I stayed with Teddy B. When Teddy B's on something, I jumped on it. Now, I should have just followed King Rail with the Phoenix Mercury, but I am going slow and listening.
And then I scanned up and saw some other names that weren't even on the screen that I was looking at. Ken Peacock, Antoine Seymour, Tomarino Tomor, Melas Palas Way, and Ken Peacock and Rostradamus. How can you not? And Nostratota. I didn't even see Nostratota. What a friggin' murderer's row here of handicapping commenters.
Yeah, it's
unreal.
Beautiful.
Look at this shit.
Scotty Rock.
Look at this shit.
Showing us love today.
Hell yeah. Carlos Barode, shout out to Antoine Seymour. He says, what up, Pete? What up, Jim fam? And shout out to Antoine Seymour. Antoine Seymour, I'm coming off a nice winning day yesterday. Huge shout out to Teddy B, wherever he may be right now, who told us he loved Minnesota yesterday. I hadn't even handicapped that game, but reading his comments put me on it, put Jim on it. We had an interesting discussion in that game about the handicapping impact of women's feminine issues on WNBA lines, and great call, Teddy B. Overall, it was a great show yesterday.
Yes, Fire TV dropping 500 straight bet on the Yankees, then goes to the game and watches them win 6-0.
There you go.
Nice to have a no sweat victory once in a while.
Absolutely. And we got that Fire TV, Marty Muerte, and of course Bill Buttlicker, and Yanks Guy 30, who got a real nice haircut about a month ago. Sharp haircut he got, remember, a month or two ago.
I'm sure he's still looking good.
Yes. Probably going to be in for another haircut very soon, but got a great haircut about 2 months ago. You remember that, Yanks Guy 30? Yeah. Looked sharp right after that haircut.
Dan Kelly still washing those balls as we speak, still giving them a good scrub, really sudsing up those testicles.
Justin Searcy, and there you go, Teddy B in the house. Jim Loshak, show me love. You got it, Teddy B. This is about like this feels like it's like the 15th time over the past 3 weeks that we are showing Teddy B notable love for a specific pick. This time it's for the Lynx first half -4. Awesome, friggin' awesome call, Teddy B. Shout out to Teddy B for a great call yesterday for about the 15th time over the past 3 weeks.
Yanks guy did get another haircut yesterday.
Oh, he did?
Feeling really good.
Great. Yes, looking sharp as hell. That makes 2 sharp haircuts in a row over the past few months for Yanks Guy 30. All right.
Ralph Orlando is taking that full game under with you at 7.5. I wonder if this is the spot to double up. We know Freeland just dominates this Giants team. He's faced them twice in the 12-day stretch in May. Allowed 4 runs, and that's more than he usually allows. He's very good. 4-2, 3.15 ERA in his career, 3.55 ERA in San Francisco. I think Bumgarner turned a corner in his last start. Rocky smashed lefties, but this is a tricky lefty to smash. I wonder if this is a double up spot.
Yeah, I don't know.
If Ralph is on it.
I totally forgot all about handicapping. I'm just looking at names and shouting out guys. This is fun as hell. Justin Searcy, Darryl Lyles. We didn't even mention that. And of course, DJ Big Boss. What, and Ty Rich, all these awesome names.
Carlos Perot,
he
doesn't suds up his balls. He likes them cheesy. Respect, man.
Hell
They're your balls, man. You do you.
All right, let's get back. Oh, and Brandon Cummings. Shout out to Brandon Cummings. Shout out to Brandon Cummings and Eric the Red and Serious Business.
Joey Votto got tossed.
And Paco Healy.
Joey Votto just got tossed.
Okay. Oh, did he? And Ty Clinton. All right, I don't know. All right, so let's get back to MLB handicapping here, Jim. It is a bit of a tricky card. One other play I was thinking about, let's talk about the 2 o'clock games. Two games coming up at 2 o'clock Eastern time. One I was thinking about was the under in Houston-Toronto. As we know, a lot of these Houston games, despite, big lineups sometimes by Houston and the opposing teams, can be very good plays on the unders. Estrada has had a run of excellence recently, and Keuchel also looking pretty decent overall. I was thinking about the under. I did bet that one at 8.5 on the overnight line. Let's see if that still exists. No, it's down to 8. Damn it.
Well, I can tell you that that Nostra and the boys are very interested in this over in this game. Yes,
really?
They're very, very interested.
Wow.
And the way they were talking, I'm sure they are hammering it. Our man Brian Clark driving to Vegas right now, 30 minutes out. Drive safe and then get that fucking guac, Brian. Get that guac.
Very nice. That's what I want to do on my deathbed. Just read a comment section and just shout out names. All right. So
Marco Lou's a little salty, man.
Really?
He didn't mention his name.
No, Marco Lou. He was the first guy. Are you still salty about me saying you were aggressive? No, Marco Lou. In fact, not only that, I saw it as a challenge. You're absolutely right. If you want to make a comment like that, you're absolutely entitled. If the comment is wrong, it's up to me to prove it. Yesterday I did. We'll see. I was just one day. As much as all my losing was a small sample size, my winning from yesterday was just one day as well. Small sample size. Absolutely.
Ryan Cartwright here watching live from my home city, Vancouver. Nice to have you, Ryan Cartwright. Yes, I'm not comfortable with this spot. Estrada versus Keuchel. Estrada's pitching very well, exceptionally well this month. 1.75 ERA, 26 Ks over 4 starts, 201. He's limiting opposing batters to just a 5.10 OPS. Always pitches Houston tough. 2-0, 2.96 ERA in 12 career starts. Keuchel has not had a very good season, but just posted his second consecutive start without allowing an earned run. Now, that was against this weak-hitting Kansas City Royals lineup, so do we count it or not? 3-0, 3.62 ERA over 4 career starts against the Jays. Jays do not hit lefties well, 228, 703 OPS. Also, Donaldson had a relapse injury issue back with his calf, so he's going to be gone he's not even going to do any baseball activities for the next 3 weeks, so we probably won't be able to even move him at the trade deadline, maybe the waiver one. Jays are hitting 227.03 OPS for lefties. Astros hitting 265, 776 OPS, and that number continues to rise.
Yeah. All right. Kobe Valentine predicting a score of Toronto 5-2. So Kobe Valentine leaning under, also thinking that there's value with the Toronto alternative run line. DJ Big Boss also liking the over in the Astros game, or at least leaning that way. I wonder why all these people are liking the over so much. I bet it at 8.5. It's now down to 8. So I guess that means that my bet at 8.5 was, the market says that was a good bet, but a lot of people we respect all liking the over. I wonder why.
Tomor says Keuchel's been great since getting hammered 2 starts ago. Always been much better at home. I'd lean under. Estrada has been decent.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know what to think here now. I'm scratching my head a little bit. Let's see. Martin Muerte thinks Keuchel has a good start today.
But he does says Astros. I like the over.
Oh, even Martin Muerte expecting a good start from Keuchel, still liking the over. Wow. And Kobe Valentine identifying this game as one of these games where there could be possible value on the alternative run line for a big underdog. There has been a huge line move since opening in favor of Toronto, but that was because it opened at maybe a little bit of an absurd line at plus 210 at Pinnacle. It's now down to plus 170. Let me see what the alternative run line would be at Bet365 plus 325.
Bill Butlicker says, got to run you. All the doctor is going in my mouth now.
Oh, sure. Right. There you go. Bill Butlicker. Good luck with the doctor's operations in your mouth. Wow. Yanks guy 30. I read sharps on Toronto. Well, there's certainly been a line move in favoring Toronto. The sharps were also on the Angels yesterday. The suckers like Jimmy and I were on Boston, and we wound up cashing. I don't know what to do here. Are we leaving money on the table without? I mean, Estrada's been great. Definitely. I was thinking maybe about a shot with Toronto on the first 5 innings money line, maybe the first 5 innings under. Estrada's been great. It's a tricky game. A lot of these games.
Kobe says Estrada is a big game pitcher. Keuchel has been crappy. Mm-hmm. Don't know what's going on in Bill Buttlicker's mouth right now. What is the? Sorry, you said it was plus 350.
325 on the alternative run line. That's a bet 365.
Wow.
Tom Reno says I think Estrada has a good start against the best team in MLB. Marty Muerte, a lot of jokes coming in now on Bill Buttlicker's. Yeah, that's funny. I'm seeing it. I'm just thinking about what I want to do here. It's amazing. You have one big winning day, and then all of a sudden you're back to the next day, and all of a sudden the uncertainty is right in your face once again. I'm not sure. Maybe Kobe Valentine's right about Toronto minus 1.5. Maybe Estrada has a good start, and then Toronto, which I was thinking about. I was thinking about Toronto on the first 5 innings, which would be plus 170.
Blessing the Jays, saying the Jays score first.
Yeah. Oh, that's not a bet. Let me see what that would be. Jays to score first would be, where is that line? Jays to score first, minus 112. Still a favorite line over Houston. I don't know. All right, I guess let's move on, and then we'll come back if we want to give picks on this one. KC and Milwaukee, Jimmy the Bag. We all jumped on Milwaukee yesterday. I had them 2 ways. I was thinking about going on them 3 or 4 ways or something like that. But yesterday, Milwaukee, of course, covered the run line. I took them on the team total over. That one covered. Now we got Duffy against Suter. Jimmy the Bag, you have had quite a nice read on Duffy in general this year, and he's doing okay. Suter, kind of reliable, never lights out, but always so far this year, pretty solid, never gets really crushed, and feels like going up against this KC lineup, not likely to get crushed either here. Is Milwaukee once again a good play on the run line? Maybe they're just much better than KC, and as they were yesterday, maybe again a good play on the run line. I don't know about that, though. What do you think?
I don't feel comfortable with this lineup and the injuries they have. Kobe already saying that Eric Thames rest, Travis Shaw wrist.
Yeah.
Travis Shaw is going to be out for a couple days. We know Lorenzo Cain was just put on the disabled list. Those are big bats. Those are big bats out of the lineup. So I like the unders here.
Yes, I also took a shot with the under on the overnight line. That is now down from 8.5 to 8, but I'm still thinking about the under, maybe.
Well, yeah, I'm still gonna take. I'm gonna double up on these unders.
Really?
I really feel like the what I would be worried about is the Brewers hitting, and with their lineup set up the way it is, I just don't see that happening. And Duffy coming off a good start. Scotty Rock Forever says Duffy is garbage. He is garbage, but man, he looked good in his last start, and he's capable of looking good. And I feel like maybe Duffy's volatility is so risky. I shouldn't double up on this game. But I like the spot. I like the spot quite a bit. Tomor says Suter has been solid. He only needs to go 5 with this bullpen.
Yes.
And Alert Eddie saying Estrada will get lit up here. I'm on the Astros in every way.
Estrada will get lit up. Alert Eddie predicting Estrada to get lit up. Wow.
Yeah. So I'm gonna hammer this. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna double up. I'm gonna take first 5 under and full game under Royals Brewers.
Okay, let me see. First 5 under and full game under. The full game is we can give you line chopping here at SBRodds.com. Free customizable line chopping service. The under would be 8 minus 105 at a bunch of places. So Jim's gonna take the Milwaukee game under 8 minus 105, and let me find the first 5 innings. Let's see if we can get a 4.5 for you, Jim.
Yeah,
that would be awesome. Let's see a 4.5. We do see a 4.5. Minus 123 at Pinnacle.
Beautiful.
And the first half under 4.5 minus 123 at Pinnacle. Yeah, Milwaukee does have a great bullpen. I was thinking about a shot maybe with Milwaukee on the second half, maybe with the second half under at 3.5. I still have to think about what I want to do here. I'm checking the lineups here. One thing I did yesterday, I think contributed to my my success was I was careful. If there was anything I wasn't sure about that I could give in the late show, I did that, and I think I'm going to do the same thing today. It's once again a tricky card, which I feel like at this point, from this point until the All-Star break, most of the MLB cards that I see are a little bit tricky. Then in the second half of the season, I find like I get a better read card to card in MLB. But right now things are tricky, so I'm going to hold off closer to game time, which you should do too. if you're not certain that there's a bet that you want to make where if it loses, you'll be okay, hold off until, you know what I'm saying?
I've been doing that all week.
That's the most important thing. If you're going to make a bet, make sure that it's a bet that if it loses, you're going to look back on it and say, I'm glad I made that bet anyway, instead of looking back on it and say, what a fucking retard. I'm a retard. We don't use the R word in this show. What a moron I was. Well, I shouldn't use the M word either. What a fool. What a friggin' fool I was when I made that bet. All right. And people are like, what? You don't use the R word? You don't use the R word? N word was some kind of like PC love fest? Yes. This is a PC show. I'm PC as hell. Jim is PC as hell. And let's move on, Jim.
Nostra says, you bet home run derby and All-Star game, Pete?
I did used to when I had to handicap it. It can be fun at times. Yes, very interesting because sometimes line drive hitters who might not have a big might not be the big home run hitters in the regular season can have a big edge. And then of course also if the park favors lefties or righties, that can matter a lot more in the All-Star game in the home run derby than it can in the regular season. You know what I'm saying?
Pauly D has the right word for us. Donkey.
There you go. There you go.
Donkeys.
Yes.
I'm going to be taking off for the All-Star week.
Okay.
I'm heading to Panama. Mm-hmm. I'm deciding between Panama and Nicaragua. What should I do?
Panama or Nicaragua. Wow. Okay. Well, Panama is isn't there's political turmoil in Nicaragua.
Yeah, but when there's political turmoil, better deals.
That's right.
Better deals.
That's right. Absolutely. Prey on the vulnerable. That's lesson number one in life. To have personal success and personal happiness, prey on the vulnerable. I say it seems Nicaragua more vulnerable right now. Hit up Nicaragua, Jimmy the Bag.
I'm in.
Suck up all you can.
So I'm going to be gone that week. I'm going to get some value in Nicaragua.
Good. All right, let's see. Let's move on to handicapping Jimmy the Bag.
Mariners, Orioles,
Okay.
LeBlanc, Cobb.
Yeah.
Was what happened to LeBlanc a sign of the future?
That's the big question. That's my exact note on my game here. That's the exact note that I have here for this game. Is what happened to LeBlanc, and Baltimore is not necessarily the kind of team that is super promising to take advantage of that. This is a really tough one. And also, Darren O'Day is headed to the DL, so that's a knock to the Baltimore Pen. This is a tough one.
This is a tough one. You're absolutely right. This is a tough one. I actually kind of like Cobb moving forward, but I don't want to take him at a pick 'em.
Mm-hmm.
Game time 77 Fahrenheit, wind blowing out over left field. Thunderstorms are in the forecast. They're going to mess with this whole situation. If that happens, then the Mariners probably have a nice advantage. Seattle had lost 6-7 before coming to Camden Yards, where losing streaks go to die.
Mm-hmm.
Nelson Cruz scratched from the lineup Tuesday. His status with lower back tightness, his status Wednesday is uncertain. They need that big bat in the lineup. LeBlanc 3-0, 3.26 ERA, 1-2, 4.50 ERA, and 4 career appearances, including 2 starts against Baltimore. This is his first start at Camden Yards. Remember, this was a guy who was cut in spring training.
Yeah.
I mean, what he did in the beginning of this first half of the year, it makes no sense. I mean, are you telling me that the experts that run the Yankees organization don't know what they're doing?
Yes, there's a lot of people in charge of a lot of shit in all over the world. Don't know what the fuck they're doing. Yes. Now, I'm not saying them specifically, but it certainly would be possible. You know what I mean?
Oh, Kingsley Maydew says Colombia is way better. Yeah, no, we know that. It's just it's a bit more expensive of the flight. Like I can basically hop on a bus to either Nicaragua or Panama, which is what I plan to do. Mm-hmm. Colby says, I'll take Balti to avoid the sweep. Not applicable on Seattle money line. So is Serious Business. So is Marco Liu. Young Vaughn sees Seattle sweep. Pauly D's on the over in the Mariners game. Q Peso says it right. He says, if I bet Baltimore, I need plus money.
Yes. I was thinking about a shot with the team total over on the first 5 innings. I was hoping to get like 2 at -150 or something. It's actually 2.5 at -102 right now at Pinnacle. It does feel like LeBlanc probably is vulnerable again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I would think he's vulnerable again, even against a team like the Orioles who don't hit lefties. 232, 664 OPS versus lefties. Mariners 259, 741. Cobb, allowed just 1 run over 7 innings in his last start. And he said, I don't have the quote in front of me, but he was saying that what now, at least in the last couple starts, when he gets hit hard, it's grounders. And that's when he knows he's on. He feels like he's on right now. And I remember the quote I said before that last start, where he said he feels like everything's coming, he feels great, and then he went out and had a great start.
Sure. Yeah. I understand about why you might be liking Baltimore. Also, this line saw a big 20-cent move, and these moves can sometimes, in my opinion, be much more valuable to tail than the big big moves when there's a big favorite. This one, Baltimore opened as a pretty decent home dog of plus 115. Now they're a small favorite at Pinnacle, so a 21-cent move, and of course the cents around even money are more valuable than the cents up in the minus 200s or the plus 200s. So this is a big move in favor of Baltimore here.
And I'm going to take him.
You want it?
Yeah,
right.
yeah. I wanted to talk this out. I'm going to take him. I trust Cobb the way he's throwing. LeBlanc's never pitched in Camden Yards. I don't know how he was doing what he was doing. And yeah, I'd prefer a plus line, but I like the Orioles here. I like that Nelson Cruz is unlikely to be in the lineup. I'm going to take the Orioles full game.
All right. You want him just on the money line?
Yeah.
Just on the money line. All right.
Or is it better to take him first 5?
I don't know.
You know what? I'm going to hold off. I'm going to make a move later in the day. Is their bullpen such a mess? I mean,
whose bullpen?
The Orioles.
It's not good that O'Day's out, but bullpens can be tricky to predict. A lot of times, guys who step up into the closer's role suddenly have new life and do very well. Especially, it's really. I'll have to look into that a little bit closer, but yeah, this is an interesting game.
Yeah, Okizi saying Orioles get swept. Said if you take Baltimore, you like losing money. Wolverine said Baltimore will never get my cash.
Okay, I'm leaning Baltimore first 5 innings team total over, but because it's a 7 o'clock game, I'm going to wait until the evening show to make a final decision on this one. But that's definitely the way I'm leaning.
Okay, I'm going to wait on this.
Okay, let's move on. Let's see what else is an interesting game here. Well, let's talk about the Boston game, right? Once again, Jim and I faded Nostratota and the Sharps who bet the Angels yesterday, and we were right. Jim was way more right. I just took him one way at -1. Jim went on them 2 ways, both on the run lines, and he cashed. Now we have a similar situation, about a 10-cent line move in favor of the Angels. I know Heaney can be great. I know Porcello is hittable in general right now. Not a great starter, but it's a low line here for Boston. The Angels just feel like they're a little weak offensively, and I don't know. I'm thinking Boston -1 might once again be a play with value.
I think that is a play with value. I also like, and I just wanted to see what the line is, I like runs to be scored in this game. I like the over now at 9.5. I guess it's always been at 9.5. Let's break this down. Wind's blowing out pretty strong over left center. That helps. Angels lost 11-15. Boston's destroyed the Angels all season. 4-0 combined outscore them 36-4. Heaney, 4-5, 3.43 ERA, 1.12 WHIP. We've been capping all year saying the Red Sox can't hit lefties or aren't hitting lefties, aren't hitting lefties. But now they are. Their numbers are improving. They're now at 257-04. Now their batting average is not bad. It's just they're not getting much power. But they were at the bottom. They were in the bottom 3 teams in the league against lefties, and now they continue to move up and up and up. Heaney's allowed 2 earned runs or fewer in 8 of his 13 starts. Porcello coming off that nice start in Minnesota. And it was a situation where they needed him to have a nice start, and he had one. But he gets touched by these Angels. 7-7, 5.51 ERA in 17 career starts. Did pitch 6 shutout innings against them April 18th, but Kinsler's 11 for 22 against them. Pujols 10 for 29. Calhoun 7 for 22. And then Upton and Valbuena don't hit him quite as hard, 2 for 12 and 4 for 19. I like the over here.
Yeah, I mean Heaney. It's just quite, obviously Heaney has a live arm that is quite good when he's on his game. On the other hand, on the road he can get touched a bit. He had a bad game at Seattle, got hit a little bit at Detroit as well. On the other hand, also had a nice game against the Yankees, so he can hold down strong lineups as well. But a little bit of a crapshoot here with Heaney. But I'm just thinking that overall on the full game, Boston is probably the play. Any comments coming in? Let's see.
Zigzag Man likes Boston run line. Paulie D, Boston run line. Searcy took the over and got a beautiful number at plus 110. Marco likes it so much he's taking it down to 8.5 on the under.
Yeah.
Melvin Morel likes the Boston money line. Kobe Valentine likes LA. Ralph Portwando likes both the Boston run line and the over 9.5. Scott Kaler says Heaney is shit on the road. I think that and also Lamont Williams has a parlay idea. Lamont, I'm just going to copy and paste it here and we'll get to it.
I don't know if Heaney is shit on the road. He had a good game he had a couple of nice road starts, right? Not easy to go into Yankee Stadium and have a strong 6-inning start, which he did this year. Not easy to go into a Coors and have a strong 6-inning start, which he did this year. I think he's up and down on the road, but yeah, he feels vulnerable here. And what the hell? I will go for it. With these Boston home games where I'm leaning, whenever I'm leaning that way and I take them, I more often than not win. And whenever I don't take them, more often than not they win, and I regret it. So I'm gonna take Boston -1 here. Might double or triple or quadruple up on this game in the evening show, but I'm going to take them -1 here. Just because it's such a low line, right? The money line right now is -137, and the run line for Boston, let me find it, will be plus 140 at many places. So that's almost even money on Boston -1, and I'll take it. And if I think that Heaney is going to get hit, maybe a shot with the Boston team totals. First 5 innings is 2.5. Full game is 5 -112. I didn't take the Boston team totals yesterday when I liked them, and I left money on the table there. Heaney, of course, is a notch or 2 or 3 above John Lamb. That goes without saying. Still, feels like he might be a little bit vulnerable here. And Jimmy the Bag, I'm not disagreeing with your overs as well, despite the fact that the Angels are clearly struggling offensively. The first 5 innings is just 5 -120. Man, that is tempting because Porcello can get hit too, right?
Yeah,
Porcello's no great shakes necessarily, is he?
No, he's just coming off one good start after looking very vulnerable. Tolmore says, I don't trust Porcello being inconsistent despite his last start being good. Boston doesn't have great numbers against lefties either. Those numbers are improving.
Yeah, Porcello's no great shakes either. You know what? I will do it. I won't wait. I'll do it right now. I'm going to take the Boston first 5 innings over 5 -120. If Porcello and Heaney combine to keep this game at 4 or lower in the first 5 innings, will I be okay with eating a 1.2 unit loss? And the answer to that is yes. So I'm going to take it first 5 innings over 5 -120, and that is available at multiple places right now, Jim.
I'm going to take the full game over 9.5.
All right.
And I am going to take Boston.
Okay.
But I'm not sure how I'm going to take Boston, so I'm going to leave that off right now. I'm just going to take the over 9.5.
Okay, full game over is over 9.5 -109. That's the current line at Pinnacle. Over 9.5 -109.
I think Boston. I think the Angels are in a bad way. Mm-hmm. I really do.
Yeah.
And I don't see any sign of them getting out of it, especially with Trout dealing with the finger injury. Mm-hmm. Kobe likes the Angels -1.5, and I get it. You're getting you're getting a big spot, big cash play. I'm going to do both. I'm going to take the over 9.5. I'm going to take the Boston on the run. I'm going to take the Boston on the run line -1.5.
Kobe predicts a 7-4 final, so that presumably will be good for our overs. Let's see. Justin Searcy says, good play, and Angels bullpen is not amazing. All right, we do want to keep
I'm on Boston run line.
Oh, you want it?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. What is that line? Plus 140, Boston -1.5. Plus 140, Boston run line. Plus 140. All right, so and once again, I might quadruple or quintuple up on this game later on. I'm definitely vaguely liking the overs more than Boston here. So let's move on. We do want to try to keep a brisk pace here, Jimmy the Bag.
I want the Phillies run line.
Okay, Phillies alternative run line, you mean? Okay,
I'm
let's
going
see.
for a score here.
Okay.
Game time temp 74 Fahrenheit. Wind blowing out over left field pretty hard. There's a chance of thunderstorms. Philadelphia now on a 3-game losing streak. Shut out on Tuesday. Just 2 runs, 9 hits, first 2 games of the series. Not sure what Sessa is going to give us, but I feel like Eflin has a chance to really step up for this ball club. Mm-hmm. And this is a chance that I know that he desires. He wants to be the guy here. And, against the Yankees, is trying to stop the sweep. I think this is a chance for Eflin to step up. 4 wins and 4 June starts, 2.28 ERA, 594 opponent OPS, 22 strikeouts, 4 walks in his last 23 2/3. He'll be facing the Yankees for the first time in his career. 2-7, 4.54 ERA in 14 major league starts for Sessa, and he's never faced the Phillies before. I just feel like this is a chance for the Phillies to step up in a big way, and why not go for a big score here? Kobe Valentine says, love Philly today. I'm going to take him on the run line for a big score if it's big enough. What is the alternative run line?
For Philly, at Bet365 would be plus 265.
Yeah, I'm going to do it.
Okay, plus 265 minus 1.5. Jansen Bonzone says, hey, Pete, Jimmy, you guys need to get yourselves better looking coffee mugs. Well, this coffee mug was a gift from a friend of mine. Shout out to KK Karanja in New Orleans, Louisiana, if he's watching right now.
I need to step my mug game up.
But on the other hand, he might be right. You know what maybe we should do? Maybe we should get like totally pimped out, custom made mugs. How cool would that be to sit here with some like seriously like legit Awesome looking mug. That's a great idea, actually, Jansen Bonzone. All right, want to keep a brisk pace here. Sessa says, Showmarina says, Sessa has great numbers against lefties. Eflin has been good, but this is a great park for the Yankees with hot weather. Eflin has pitched well, but he doesn't have great stuff in my opinion. So Tom Marino kind of disagreeing with you, but Jim, you're going to take the Philly run line plus 265. All right, what else do we have here, Jim?
Brandon Cummings says, Dan, that's a hell of a run line for my Phillies. Let's go Phillies. Bust their ass and she gets some units back. I like it. I need a bag mug. Kobe says you need a pistol mug.
Yeah, we should get some custom made mugs here.
I imagine that the A's Tigers game was a game you haven't looked too much because of the pitching change.
Yes, did not look at that. No overnight line. Did not look at that. You want to play on that one?
Not right now, but
right.
I want to fade Fires as much as possible. Not reach the 6-inning mark in 6 of his last 7 outings. He had 4 runs in 5 innings at Cleveland on Friday. I'm not sure what Bassett's going to give us. Detroit's lost 7 straight. I'm going to hold off on this at this point. And plus money coming in saying, what's up, fellas? Hey, you guys with another best bet winner with the under in the Yankees yesterday. Hope you all tailed and cashed it. Respect, man. Great work, plus money.
Yeah.
Pirates, Mets, Nova, Wheeler. This is another spot that I don't feel very comfortable with right now. I do kind of like Wheeler. But I don't know why I do. He's 0-5 with a 5.13 ERA and 10 starts since his most recent victory, April 29th. Doesn't make me feel like I should be backing him right now. I liked Nova in the last start, and Twadi was saying it's smoke and mirrors that Nova keeps getting through. But he sure looked good. 8 innings, I believe it was against the Diamondbacks. Mets are dealing with the news of Sandy Alderson's cancer coming back, and I guess when he explained it to the players, they were moved to tears, some of them, and that helped their focus and helped them, maybe feel good out there, feel good being healthy, and that that feeling when you're like, well, I'm not sick and that feels so good. Let's go out and enjoy life and be happy, even though we're a losing ball club. And that can happen when people tell you terrible things. You can start looking, why am I depressed right now?
Yeah,
I'm so lucky and I'm so thankful. And then you step up. And with all this stuff going on, I'm staying off this Mets Pirates.
Yeah,
game.
I was thinking about maybe a shot with the Mets team total over is just 3.5. I know that we've been talking about how weird it is to think about taking Mets team total overs, but maybe if Nova really is a smoke and mirrors, then maybe a shot with the first 5 innings over 2 or the full game over 3.5 juiced or 4. I was also thinking about fading Kyle Hendricks against the Dodgers. Kyle Hendricks has looks like he's regressing a little bit. Control, getting a little bit worse and giving up some home runs here and there. He's been losing his starts recently, and I was thinking, maybe a shot with the first 5 innings over here. Wood, not bad last few starts, but could get hit as well. Of course, the Cubs had a big offensive day yesterday. I was thinking about the first half over, maybe the Cubs second half. Thinking about fading Hendricks, maybe taking the Dodgers first 5 innings team total over. This is an interesting game as well. What do you think about this one?
Shout out to Yellow Jesus. I love the guy. Hendricks 5-7, 3.73 ERA. I agree with you. I agree with you that it seems like he's regressing. He just seems very, very hittable. Cubs have lost 4 of his last 5 starts. He's always pitched well against the Dodgers. Wood 3-5, 4.13 ERA. He's got his shit together. I forget. I don't have it written in front of me, but there's a change to his mechanics about 2 starts ago, and he feels like it's been a big help. 2-2 lifetime against the Cubs, 2.93 ERA. Cubs are 256, 754 OPS versus lefties. Dodgers are hitting 241, 746 OPS versus everyone. I'm not comfortable with this spot right now. I don't know what to do, but I think you're probably on the right side. Fading Hendricks. And did you lock that in?
Fading Hendricks. No, I'm thinking about the Cubs on the second half. I'm thinking about the first 5 innings over, and I'm thinking about the Dodgers first 5 innings team total over because Wood. Wood is. What's your take on Wood? I feel like a few games ago we were not trusting him and looking to fade him, but his last few starts have been quite a bit better.
What I read about him is a little tweak. And he's back to being a very confident pitcher. That's what I wish I had copied the quote.
And you know what that is? Once again, that's motherfucking Rick Honeycutt. That pitching coach did wonders for Stripling. Did wonders for who's the other guy on the Dodgers? He did wonders for. Wood would be like the 3rd guy he's done wonders for. Oh, Hill did wonders for Hill.
Absolutely.
Rick Honeycutt. This guy might be the real deal. I'm thinking about fading Hendricks here. Dodgers first 5 innings money line, and then Cubs second half money line as well. Those are all leans that I've got. I'll probably convert them, in the evening show.
What
but
would you be getting for the Dodgers first 5 money line and full game money line?
The first, the full game is in the minus 130s, and the first 5 money line for the Dodgers is minus 140. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can tell you a play that I am doubling up on, and I believe at this point it's my last play that I want to lock in on this early show. I believe in both Clayton Richard and Mike Minor right now, and I find that unbelievable that I'm saying that.
Well, Richard, not great peripherals, but he gets grounders.
He gets the job done.
Yeah.
6-2, 3.03 ERA over his past 9 starts. 9 straight starts of tossing at least 6 innings. That leads the majors for longest streak by a lefty right now. 4 consecutive decisions he's won for just the second time in his career. And Minor's pitching very well too. Quality starts in each of his past 3 outings. 1-0 with a 2.84 ERA over those starts. Now he gets touched by the Padres, but I feel like Minor's just different sort of a pitcher than he used to be. And I was a big fan of him when he was coming up with the Braves. I like the way he's looking. I know the Padres are 241, 707 OPS versus lefties, but really they just have Albuena as the only guy who hits lefties really hard. Rangers are 245, 728 OPS versus lefties, but they're dealing with a ton of injuries. Now they just lost Ronald Guzman to a 7-day concussion. I think this is the time to take the unders here. Now I know 100 Fahrenheit is, even with the wind blowing in, this is a nice ballpark to hit homers. But in saying all that, I'm doubling up on this under. First 5 under, full game under, and I want to be locked in.
All right, let's see. San Diego, Texas. Let's see what we got here. We got 9.5 minus 105. Jim's going to take Texas under 9.5 minus 105, and the first 5 under as well. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, first 5 under, let me find it. Texas under 9.5 minus 105. And then the first 5 innings under Texas will be 5.5 minus 120. Under 5.5 minus 120. Yeah. That's another game that I'm going to think about. I'm really thinking about fading Hendricks here, maybe locking in the Dodgers first 5 innings team total over. What else? We do want to keep a brisk pace. We want to touch quickly on WNBA, and we want to touch quickly on soccer as well. Of course, I guess we'd be remiss if we skip the return of Robbie Ray. What to expect from him on his return from the DL? Ray, of course, is a guy when he's on his game has nasty stuff. When he's off his game, like all major league pitchers, he can get hit. Wei Yin Chen is vulnerable any start out. What do you think about this one?
Again, I just don't. I despise Wei Yin Chen. I don't know how he got that giant contract. The guy just looks so vulnerable. He throws so slowly to me. Averages 6.5 strikeouts per 9, worst mark of his career. 4.5 walks, worst per 9, worst of his career. Throwing his velocity continues to drop. Ray, I don't know what Ray's going to give us. I feel extremely uncomfortable with this game here. The Marlins do get Real Muto back. God, I've been impressed by this guy. I just think he's just a fantastic catcher. Ray will mark his first start since April 29th. That's a long time to be out with an oblique injury. He said his first rehab start was really rough. He was going to have 3 rehab starts. They decided not to. He pitched in his second rehab start. He said he felt good. All his pitches were working, all 4 quadrants, up, down, in, and out. So he's ready to go. Wolverines likes the over in Arizona, Miami, over 7.5. That might be a really nice play.
I mean, it's a tiny sample size, but so far this year, Chen does have good numbers at home, right? I mean, he knows how to pitch in that park.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
And in the meantime, there has been a 20-cent line move in favor of Arizona here, so presumably the market thinks that Ray's going to have a good start. Not sure what to expect from Chen. There's a lot of leans I've got here, and again, I think I'm going to convert most of these to picks in the afternoon show if I want to. I'm looking around. What games did we not touch on? Cleveland St. Louis, an interesting game. I think I want to pass on that one for now. Shane Bieber has been awesome so far in the majors, and once again, one thing he does very, very well is he doesn't give up any walks at all. That's what he did well in the minors, and that is absolutely maintained in the majors. Now, though, he's on the road, though, so it's going to be a little bit different. I believe, is this his first road start? I think it might be. Let me just quickly check again.
Oh, really?
I think this is, no, it's not. It's not, but his first road start was at Minnesota, and he did get hit in that one, gave up a couple home runs, and then he had 2 awesome starts at home. Now he goes on the road again, so, maybe we want to time a worse start here from Shane Bieber. What else do we have going on? Let's see. I guess we touched on everyone.
What would we get on the Cardinals?
Minus 112, 113, something like that.
Wow,
And it is
interesting.
James Shields Day. We have to talk about that.
Definitely.
Let's quickly talk about that. James Shields Day going up against Minnesota. Kyle Gibson has been good, right? Kyle Gibson has been good, and James Shields hasn't been the auto fade that he has been at times in his career, but still a guy who at times you want to, every start, you're like, is this a start where Shields gets absolutely crushed? He has been significantly better at home than on the road, though.
Yeah, Daryl Lyle. Sorry, I just the chat is just so sharp. And
Yes,
I always got my left eye on it. Daryl Lyles is on the over, so we have a few people on the over in that Chen's last few games.
Here's a comment. Let's read this one. Ty Rich. Shout out to Ty Rich. He says, I don't even bet on baseball, but I could listen to educated people talk about it and other sports all day. This is a good show. Chat too. You all put in your time. Good to see. Pow, Ty Rich. Thank you so much. Really appreciate
Van
that.
City boy now lives in the Okanagan.
There you go.
The Okanagan is absolutely incredible. I would love to.
Where does he live?
He lives in the Okanagan. It's about 5 hours north. It's about 5 hours north of Vancouver. It's the mountains, sort of desert. They got lakes, gorgeous lakes. Penticton's my favorite spot. I used to go to Okanagan Hockey School.
They got seals up in there?
No.
Oh, okay. You can't go like seal hunting up in there?
No.
No, okay. It's not like that. Okay, it's not like that. It's not like that. They still have like, United States chains and be right. Like Taco Bell and shit.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, okay, I got you. Okay.
It's absolutely gorgeous up there. Ooh, I went to Okanagan Hockey School all my life growing up. Then I started working there every summer. I love it out there.
Jansen Von Zone fading Shields.
And Christopher Carter sold on the Miami over. So a couple things. Let's get into this Shields-Gibson game. But the over, everybody's liking in that Miami-Arizona start. And everybody believes the Cardinals have momentum after touching Kluber yesterday. And I think both those are maybe leans that I have that I'm going to work on in the late show. I like where people's heads are at. Kyle Gibson versus Shields. Game time, 70 Fahrenheit. Wind blowing in softly. Twins have lost 4-5. Gibson's looked good this year.
Yes, he has.
3.25 ERA, 1.21 whip, 86 Ks and 88 2/3. Limited opponents to two earned runs or fewer in each of his past 5 starts. Much better than I expected him to be. 11 career starts against the White Sox. He's owned them. 6-2, 2.42 ERA. He has faced the team once this season, no decision, 3 runs, 4 hits, 6 2/3. Shields had that streak of 6 innings, at least 6 innings, 11 consecutive outings, but that streak ended big when the A's just touched them last start. I no longer have any idea what Shields is going to give us. I'm totally lost with him. But Minnesota has touched him.
Yes, we've seen him for the 3rd time this year. On the other hand, Shields in general has been better at home.
And he's pretty good when people have seen him before. I've thought that this year when he's going to see teams a 2nd and 3rd time, and he seems just sort of like Duffy. Duffy has that same ability, even though they're not pitching well this year. When they see a team a 2nd or 3rd time, that doesn't mean automatically that they're going to get hit. That's tough, man. I don't.
I mean, the White Sox have been pretty sneaky with decent value recently. I was thinking maybe a shot with the White Sox on the second half plus 125 in case Shields does get crushed, or maybe this might be a case to take a shot with an underdog on the alternative run line. White Sox -1. I was thinking about that as well.
I feel lost with Shields starts, but my instinct is to take the Twins here. That's just what. But I just. I'm most likely going to stay off this. Valentine Kobe's going for a big score, taking Minnesota on the super run line.
Really? Yeah, the Twins also
-2.5.
have had a very much improved bullpen recently as well. Kobe's taken Minnesota. Really? Wow. So Kobe thinks that he's going to get hit then.
Yeah. And
wow.
Not applicable says don't trust Minnie's bats. Brandon Cummings says, has anyone seen the Oracle? Oracle's
she's
here.
around.
Oracle's watching.
She's around. She's the friggin' mom and a wife and a sister and an aunt and a cousin. She's got a lot of responsibility and a gardener. She's got a lot of responsibilities. She does it all.
Throwing that reef smoke. Gary Avery says, I love the Twins here.
So people thinking Shields going to get hot because if you love the Twins, it can't be because you love them, just love their lineup against anyone, right?
The Twins lineup is just not what we expected when the year started. The big bats. I mean, Eduardo Escobar is playing great, but I thought Sano and Buxton were the most important 2 pieces.
Yeah. So Kobe Valentine predicting a score of 6-2 Minnesota. All right, so let's just once again. This is again a kind of a tricky card. I do very well when I only give my the plays I'm definitely sure that I want to give in the morning show, and then convert all my leans in the afternoon show. And we get a lot more information. We go over all these lines again. Let's just quickly review all the picks we've given. I'll give a once over of the card and talk about the leans that we've discussed, and then we'll move on to WNBA and soccer. I've given only 3 plays, and I'm okay with all three of them for sure if they lose. Boston, first half over 5. Boston -1 and about even money. And Colorado, San Francisco under 7.5. Jim has given a bunch of plays. A Texas game under. First half, a 5.5, and the full game under 9.5. Boston over 9.5. Philly, alternative run line, plus 265. Boston run line. San Francisco, first half under 4. Milwaukee under 8. And the first half under 4.5 in that Milwaukee game as well. Just giving a 1 over on the card. KC Milwaukee, I'm going to pass on that one. Toronto Houston, I was thinking that the under might be a good play, but a lot of educated commenters here like in the over, and Kobe Valentine in particular like in Toronto on the alternative run line. Seattle Baltimore, I'm definitely thinking that LeBlanc might get hit. I'm thinking about taking Baltimore on the first 5 innings team total over, and Jim thinking about taking Baltimore on the money line as well. New York Philly, again, Jim took Philly. Angels Boston, again, Jim and I both took Boston and the over in that one. Oakland Detroit, we will analyze that more in the evening show. Ray against Chen. I'm going to look into that game more and make a decision there. Chen, of course, very vulnerable, but in a small sample size, has been good at home this year. And Ray coming back from the DL, not exactly sure what to expect from him, but the market as of right now has made a 20-cent move in Arizona's favor. Pittsburgh and the Mets. That's an interesting matchup. Wheeler has been good. Nova's been surprisingly good. Twate Latte, guy who lives in Pittsburgh and follows the Pirates closely, says Nova has been all smoke and mirrors. As of right now, no play from either of us, Jim and I. I was thinking about taking a shot with the Mets. Team total overs, even though their lineup is so anemic. San Diego, Texas, I'm passing on that one for now, but Jim's solidly on the unders in that one. Minnesota White Sox, Kobe Valentine likes Minnesota to get a margin win here against the White Sox. I'm not exactly sure what I think about that one. Cleveland, St. Louis, tough one. Cubs, Dodgers, that's the one game where I do have some solid leans on. Thinking about the Dodgers first 5 innings, team total over. Dodgers first 5 money line, and then Cubs second half. And then Colorado, San Francisco, maybe thinking about doubling up on unders there as well. Second half under, first half under as well. And that's about it. An interesting card. Of course, we'll be doing this all again at 6 o'clock Eastern time, and maybe I'll stick with just a few plays. Who knows? Maybe I'll have 12 or 15 plays when all is said and done. How you feeling about this card, Jim?
I feel good. I feel like now we know that doesn't equate to wins, but I wasn't entirely sure if I was going to make some of the moves, and then the ones I wasn't sure about I left off, and then some that I really believe in I've taken. I feel really good, and obviously it starts with this. For me, I'm doubling up on this Royals Brewers, so goddamn do I want to come to this late show up 2 units. All
right, let's get to some quick comments, and then we'll move on to a WNBA. Wally George says, Pete/Jim, what is the best book for U.S. recreational players? Can't get alternative run lines on my book. Well, Wally George, there's a lot of leading candidates there. Heritage, Five Dimes, a lot of leading candidates. And what you should do is go to sportsbookreview.com to read all about all the various books that are available. Go to the recommended list. All those books are rated A and A+, and they have all been around for a long time, all reliable. Some of them cater to rec players. Some of them cater to pro players. Some of them have more offerings that you're looking for. They have different bonuses and everything. Just go to sportsbookreview.com. You can quickly read about all those and make a decision for yourself. But any of the books on the recommended list that say that they are tend to cater to recreational players are the best ones for you. Books like Pinnacle's great even for recreational players, but they tend not to have some of the prop offerings that other books have. And the Bookmaker obviously is a book that caters to pros. The Greek caters to pros as well. Sportsbookreview.com, Wally George. That's where you want to go. All right, let's see. Native Queen is here. There you go. Native Queen says 2-0 so far in WNBA, 0-1 in MLB. If Native Queen is 2-0 so far in WNBA, I don't even have to know what her pick was or what the results were. I know what it was. Native Queen was on unders in the WNBA at 12 o'clock. I was on those as well, Native Queen. Let me just quickly check the result. Let's see some unders. I took I was thinking about tweeting it out, but I'm on unders. Let me see. I'm going to check it right now. I was betting that right before the show went off. There you go. Pow! Unders. There you go. I had the Chicago team total under. I had the first half and first quarter under and full game under. I was going to tweet it out. Just left them all on the table because we were about to start. There you go. Nice job, Native Queen. Did I call that or what, Jim?
Beautiful.
I guarantee you those were the plays that she had. I was on them too. Didn't even have to see what her plays were to know what they were when she said 2-0. All right.
Brandon Cummings says she doesn't even have to give a pick here. Just her presence makes me feel good.
Well, because she's not just about betting. She has great life advice and positivity. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Native Queen. All right, let's see. What else do we have here coming on here? All right, so. Let's move on to a WNBA right now. Let me just pull up the WNBA lines. The big question for tonight's game, there's only 2 games tonight. And I was thinking that the Aces might be a good play here. I know that in general, King Rail has been, not afraid to take shots with Aces in spots over the past few weeks, and he's been more successful than not with that. And I'm thinking that this one might be again a good spot to take the Aces. Of course, Dallas is on a back-to-back. They are coming off of but it's also, telling that Dallas is off of a back-to-back and still a favorite here. So let's see. Are any comments coming in on the WNBA games
yeah,
tonight?
Red Girl, welcome, new commenter. Thank you for joining us.
Yes.
She likes the Indiana under in that Fever versus Sun.
Okay, that game did not have an overnight line, so I did not look into that one. Indiana and Connecticut is certainly an interesting game. I did not have a chance to look at that one because there was no overnight line, so I'll look at that one in the afternoon. And if I like a play on that one, I should have tweeted out the Atlanta game.
So yeah, you should have, man. Get those units, man.
Why? Because it was, the show was starting in like 10 or 15 minutes, and I was like, do I really want to do this? I don't want to do anything hasty,
More coming in on WNBA. Tolmore says, I'm on the Vegas Aces first half.
Yeah.
Dallas just played the Sparks twice. This looks like a letdown spot. Aces play hard. They've been solid at home. Molly Mall says, liking Aces and the over.
Right. Yeah, that all makes sense. The Aces are a team with some energy, with some life. Dallas, it's kind of an obvious thing to do, but that's what I was thinking as well. And who said that? Tom Marino said that?
Sorry. I forgot. Von Polo asking, Lamont Williams pitched a parlay to us and wanted it to go over, and I forgot about it. But Red Girl's also on the Dallas under, so Red Girl has likes unders in both those games. And Dion Davis is here, ready to give us some WNBA gold. Okay, so this was Lamont Williams' parlay. Atlanta money line, and that's in danger. Cubs, but let's look at the bottom 3 if you want to move on. It's Cubs money line, and that's a spot where I kind of like the Dodgers at this point here. I like everything Alex Wood is saying. I really like.
And Hendricks is looking a little bit iffy right now. I like the Cubs on the second half. I wouldn't want them on the full game though.
Then Milwaukee under. That is a play I'm on, and the Seattle over.
The Mariners game over.
The Mariners Orioles.
Okay. The Seattle game over just makes me nervous because LeBlanc does have such a history of doing well this year, and as you said, Jim, Cobb is sort of quietly, doing decently. You know what I mean? So that one makes me a little bit nervous, but I'm certainly not against it. I have no real opinions on any of those right now, except for the Cubs game. Again, full game, if you gave me a free play on it right now, I'd probably take the Dodgers, but the Cubs could easily explode later on in the game. But that's a tough one. I'm agreeing with the Aces here. First half, first quarter, Aces early against Dallas.
Just early?
On the full game as well. I mean, I bet them on the full game, but I think that the Aces have they're a young team and they play with a lot of energy. So Dallas might be a little bit lethargic after the big, and then come back in the second half and be a little bit better. But
Native Queen leaning Aces over because of their pace, and then Dion Davis, who's got a great read on WNBA as well, says Aces money line and under.
Yeah, I was definitely leaning Aces here. I bet them at +2. I haven't bet the first half or first quarter yet, but that's the way I'm feeling. I would also be maybe leaning Aces on their first half and first quarter team total overs because I'm not sure if it was a tough game for Dallas yesterday, and I think the Aces might come out and pop them in the mouth early. The first quarter team total is 21 for the Aces, and the first half is 42. So I'm leaning all those ways. Aces first half and first quarter spread, Aces first half team total over, Aces first quarter team total over, and I'd even be leaning Aces on the full game as well. As far as the full game total, not quite sure what I think about that one, but it's definitely an interesting game. Indiana, Connecticut did not have an overnight line, so I did not take a look at that one yet. But of course, Indiana is a terrible team, and Connecticut is on a back-to-back. They just played Washington yesterday. So my thought is that Connecticut might be the play here, especially early, although they are, of course, a massive favorite, 11.5, 12 points. So Connecticut is a massive favorite here. Indiana in general, though, a pretty terrible team, improving maybe a little bit. They did cover recently at Seattle in a I think I had the under in that one. Yeah. So they came within 9 points of Connecticut in their last game at home. So, Indiana might be improving just enough to be a good bet as a double-digit dog here. Two interesting games, though.
Tomor says this is an interesting point, kind of going against some of the overs that are being thought of. Says, I don't trust the over with Dallas on the back-to-back off an up-tempo game.
Yeah. I don't really have an opinion on the full game total as yet in that one. Kind of like in the Aces and kind of like in Aces team total overs early. Okay. Anything else?
No, I'm ready to move on to the World Cup.
All right, so I'm not going to give any official WNBA picks right now, but I almost certainly will. In the evening show, we'll do it at 6 o'clock Eastern time. All right, Jimmy the Bag. Now let's move on to World Cup. Of course, Natalie and Alex both liked Switzerland on the three-way line in when we covered this show with them when they were in studio, and that line has moved significantly in Switzerland's favor, right, Jim?
It has.
All
it
right.
has. Minus 175 here in this book.
You making any plays on this?
I am.
Okay.
I am going to take the exact score in this game. I'm taking Switzerland 1, Costa Rica no score.
And what are the odds there?
Plus 500.
Wow, really? Where's that? At Bet365?
Yeah.
All right, Jim predicting Switzerland 1-0 over Costa Rica at plus 500. Going with a big score there.
I am. Now, there's other ways of making a play here. First off, just the under 2.5 seems like a really nice spot at minus 150. And maybe I should double up on it. Because then at least I just don't see 3 goals being scored.
You remember we did address this when Team Bankroll was in the studio. I was listening to their analysis, and I said, so if this is the way you like this game going, why don't you like the under? Natalie didn't necessarily like the under, and Alex didn't necessarily like it either. And they said because of the VAR thing, the video review, they were like, I don't know if I like it. I thought it was quite telling that they liked Switzerland so much here, but didn't really want to take the under.
Randy Lockhart liking the over 2.5. Now another way instead, if you want, real cat, like in something I almost did was taking the under 1.5 because that's at plus 225 or higher, plus 275 some spots. The reason why I didn't was because I don't see, I see a 1-0 game going to Switzerland, not to Costa Rica. So why not get the exact score? The only way I could lose is the 0-0. So I'm sticking with it. I'm taking a 1-0 Switzerland exact score at plus 500. And I'm going to be betting that with the half unit, $100.
Man, look at this. The Costa Rica team total at 1. The under 1 is minus 350. Wow. Under 1 is minus 350.
It reminds me a little bit of when Canada was in the World Cup in '86. I mean, Canada didn't have a great defense, and Costa Rica does have pretty good defense and a great goaltender. We didn't have that, but we did not score in our World Cup in '86, and it's very possible that they don't score here. Jack Costanza says under 2 at even money at William Hill. I get it. I'm going for a big score here. I'm going for a big score. I like it.
Costa Rica team total under 1.5 is minus 680.
Thomas says Costa Rica has no incentive to sit back and defend. This should be an open game. I hear what you're saying here, but the only way Costa Rica knows how to play is defensive. They just don't. They don't open it up. I'm not saying that won't happen. Nighthawk says the only way Costa Rica scores is on a penalty. Mark Lou says 2026 Canada will score 1 goal. It's a half unit play where I'm going for a big score. I got 2 units yesterday. But I'm still a big score away from having a nice record, so I'm going to go for it.
All right, and then Brazil-Serbia, of course, we handicapped this game with Natalie and Alex in studio. This, I think, was Alex's favorite play, over 2.5. He liked it. Natalie agreed with that as well, but Alex really liked it. Over 2.5 right now is minus 145. Is that a play that if we don't take, we're leaving money on the table?
I don't know. I didn't feel like this was a slam dunk the more I looked into it. I'm curious to hear what our guys on the chat say. I didn't feel like this was a slam dunk. Brazil's offense has just not looked strong enough. And then Serbia in their last game, that first half, they looked awesome. They looked like a really, really good team. And then that second half, they fell apart. I don't know. Tomor might be absolutely right about Costa Rica. They are defense, but they've been eliminated. They think they go for it here. No
On the other hand, they are what they are. They just, I feel like when you're a professional athlete and professional team, you develop, you become this machine that tries to do something well, and then even when you get eliminated, it's just hard to like switch things up like that on the fly. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I totally know what you're saying. I completely agree. By Direct Sports, Brazil, both teams to score. That might be a thing I'm a little more confident in than the over. I'm going to lay off this game. I'm just going to make this one play, one unit for the big score.
Okay, so Jim's going to take a Switzerland 1-0 at plus 500 in the Brazil-Serbia game. I'm assuming that Alex and Natalie's still liking it. Alex liking it a lot. Over 2.5 minus 145, and Natalie, of course, immediately jumped on Switzerland on the three-way line in our show. At that time, it was 140. Now it's minus 170. Great job, Natalie Rydstrom, on beating a nice little line move there, 30-cent line move, and that's looking like a nice
Sharp
play.
Stuff. And Native Queen. For you guys wanting any in-play action right now, is taking the second half under 80.5 in that WNBA game.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. I'm not going to touch that one. I'm just on the full game. I've already cashed a few ways on that one. Mal says leading Connecticut and under 165 aces and over. Okay. I'm going to pass on these two World Cup games, although I certainly trust Natalie with Switzerland, and I certainly trust Alex with the over in the Brazil game. But I'm not having a very good World Cup right now, and I didn't look into these games too deeply, so I'm just going to pass on these two. Is that it, Jim?
That's it.
All right, that's it. We, of course, will be back once again at 6 o'clock Eastern time, where we'll go over the entire MLB card again, and I will probably convert a whole bunch of my current leans to official picks. I just want to get a little bit more information, do a little bit more research, and feel a little bit more comfortable with all those leans. But thanks so much to everyone. We'll be back at 6 o'clock Eastern time. See you then.